Weird Fishes / Arpeggi feels like a journey into emotional deep water, about following desire or despair to the bottom of yourself, surrendering so fully that you risk being consumed by it, and then finding, almost against the odds, that from that very bottom you can escape and surface again. In the deepest ocean, the bottom of the sea, the song begins with imagery of submersion, being pulled under, going deep. This isn't just physical. It suggests being overwhelmed by emotion, possibly love, obsession, depression, or all of them at once. In York's delivery, there's both wonder and danger in this descent. The sea is vast, mysterious, but also terrifying. A place where you lose your bearings and sense of self. I'd be crazy not to follow. Follow where you lead. Here, the narrator expresses a kind of helpless devotion, surrendering their will to another person. Your eyes, they turn me, suggests falling so deeply for someone that they lose control of their own direction, hypnotized and willingly following to the edge of the earth, even to destruction. Turn me into phantoms. This is key. This surrender isn't healthy or whole, it's dissolving. The narrator is becoming a ghost, a phantom, losing their solidity, identity, and presence. Everybody leaves if they get the chance. And this is my chance. This reads like resignation. Everyone eventually leaves. Maybe it's time for me to leave too. It could reflect abandonment, but also a desire to escape from emotional pain or life itself. I get eaten by the worms and weird fishes. This haunting image suggests complete loss. Being consumed, picked apart at the bottom of this emotional ocean. The weird fishes might symbolize strange, dark thoughts or feelings that feed on a person when they've sunk too low. But it's also sung almost matter-of-factly, suggesting this is the natural consequence of going so deep, surrendering completely to love, obsession, or despair. The outro brings a shift. I hit the bottom and escape. After surrendering and being consumed, there's a breakthrough. The narrator reaches the lowest point, and from that place of absolute depth, they escape. This is not triumph in a grand sense. It's quiet, almost breathless. But it is survival, a kind of rebirth from hitting rock bottom. Weird Fishes / Arpeggi feels like a metaphor for falling helplessly into love, obsession, or depression, being consumed at the lowest point, and then finding a way to rise back up, not heroically, but simply because that's what has to happen to survive. The phrase itself feels abstract, almost playful, but carries weight in this context. Weird fishes could symbolize strange thoughts, emotions, or forces that dwell in the depths of our psyche. Things we encounter when we go deep into ourselves. Fishes at the bottom of the ocean are strange, alien, and often unseen. Similarly, our deepest emotions and obsessions feel unfamiliar and unsettling. So this is a song about going to that place inside us, and the risks of what we might find or what might feed on us there. Coming after the emotional numbness of nude and the raw paranoia of body snatchers. Weird Fishes / Arpeggi feels like a plunge, both deeper and more honest. It captures the sensation of being submerged in emotion, not resisting it, and letting yourself be taken to the bottom. This surrender is not defeat. It's a kind of dark baptism. Where earlier tracks speak to disillusionment and entrapment, Weird Fishes introduces motion and potential. Even as the lyrics describe being consumed, the rhythm and melody pulse with life, suggesting that even at our lowest, something inside us keeps moving. It's the turning point in the record's emotional journey. Not the end of suffering, but the beginning of transformation. Placed mid-album, it acts as a bridge between the despair of the opening tracks and the slow emergence into vulnerability, reflection, and eventual acceptance found in the songs that follow. It's where the narrator doesn't just observe their descent, they experience it fully, and in doing so, discover a quiet path back to breath.